Hi, I'm Dan Sweeney, the producer of Yellow Rose Productions and the host of How Does Your Garden Grow on Continental Cable TV. We're here at St. Joseph Church where I plant the flowers each year, and we're going to take a look at what we have growing here. I think what I'm going to do is mostly film this and probably show it with a background of music. And the music I've chosen is several months ago we introduced the Jazz Merchants on Channel 6, and they've been doing very well. And they recently recorded a version of God Bless the Child, and I think that's a very appropriate piece to be playing here over these flowers around the church. And so that's what we plan on doing here. And then we're going to visit a garden house down and home in Albany Street, which has a flower and vegetable gardens. We'll do that after we do this here. We'll continue in a little while. What we're going to do now is we're going to look around here and see what we have growing. As you can see here, we're in complete shade under these trees. And we grow dusty Miller and impatiens and geraniums there. And then we take a longer look down at the end where the statues are. And we have a greater variety of different kinds of flowers. We have annual dahlias, we have Guinea impatiens, we have the tall blue horizon ageratum, we have all kinds of we have small ageratum, white ageratum, and gladiolas growing along the back end. So then as we come up along the sides here, you can see we have practically the same thing we had in previous years. Red geraniums, dusty Miller, and the blue small ageratum. And the geraniums are really in great shape right now. We put them in so early, I think they were set back a bit, but now they've caught up and they're really beautiful plants. We got these geraniums over to Doran's greenhouse in Lexington. They've been supplying us with geraniums for the last several years. These are the ones they use for propagating during the winter, and they're already big plants when we get them. I hold them in our greenhouse, a little bit of a greenhouse I have behind my house, and I put them out too early this spring and it set them back, but now they seem to have caught up. We'll swing around here and look. We have these ever-blooming roses in the back here. And along the front we have, this is almost white marigold. It's called French vanilla. It's a beautiful plant. I didn't dream that it would be as prolific a flowering plant. I thought it still in pretty much the experimental stage, but it's doing great. We have that, and we have the red geraniums, and once again the blue ageratum in front. So I think what I'll do now, we'll stop and we'll go over this. We'll look at it, just photograph it, and we hope you won't have too much traffic noise. We're going to play music over it anyway. So we'll stop this now and get back and cover this whole area a little closer. There's a story about the statue of St. Jude. It's very interesting. Back several years ago, several members of the Woburn High School wrestling team were involved in a real bad accident over in Wood Street, and two of them were killed. And in their memory, their teammates and the public donated the statue of St. Jude in their memory. And you see it. In memory of Sean Gillis and Paul Carroll, two of their wrestling teammates and friends. And there's another interesting story about that too. That the coach of their team, Mr. McLaughlin, was the coach of the wrestling team. And I don't know whether this had anything to do with it or not, but he, shortly after that, entered the priesthood and was ordained this spring as a Catholic priest. And this will show you what kind of an example these young men had in the coaching staff they had at Woburn High School in the wrestling department. And now the gardens. You can see here we have geraniums, we have annual dahlias, we have the blue horizon, which is a tall type of argyratum, in front of the Blessed Mother statue. We have the in the front we have white argyratum, small type, and on either side of it we have the blue argyratum and the red geranium in the middle. And red, white, and blue is very appropriate. Blessed Mother is the patron saint of the United States.